I think he's gonna play nice. It's hard to imagine that it was just over a year ago, or right at a year, close to a year. I think it's close to a year mark that we first introduced you to the new castle lawn here. And if you recall, when we first moved in, this was the major selling point for our home. Most people come into a house, look for granite countertops, or maybe a 3-car garage, or I don't know, tile floors or hardwood floors, whatever. No. I look at a yard, see nothing but trash, poop everywhere, and torn up lines, and no grass, or grass halfway ripped out, and I say, sold, where do I sign? Right?
So funny.
Was that it was a major selling point for you, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said. We saw this and I said, drop the papers, I'm doing it. Nice big pile of trash. Nothing back here. A little bit of turf left over from the previous homeowners. Irrigation system was a mess. So we had our work cut out for us. I've done a recap video on what we've done back here. I'll link that in the description below, that eye icon at the top. But for this video, I wanted to address a comment I got on one of my most recent videos with regards to my irrigation system. And seeing as how spring is right around the corner and people are gonna be hyper-focused on their lawn plans, figuring out what they're gonna do, maybe installing an irrigation system, I figure it would be a great thing to address that question with this video right here. The question that I got was, how did I know how many irrigation heads that I needed for this space back here? And to be honest, I didn't figure it out. I simply just measured the square footage. I printed out a Google satellite image of my property. I took all that information down to a local irrigation supply house, showed them the property, told them what I wanted to do, and they helped me plan it, tell me how many heads and parts and pieces and all that fun stuff that I would need for this area back here. But knowing what I know now, you can absolutely do this on your own, and here's how. When I talked to the folks down at that irrigation supply house, one of the things that I did not do was I did not measure the distance from side to side right here. I only got the square footage of the whole area, but it's important to know how far you need the heads to throw. So for example, if you're gonna go all the way down to the end of my property here, it's a little bit shorter from the pavement to the fence than it is towards the back of the property. In talking with the folks at the irrigation supply house, one of the things that I did not do was provide the measurement or the distance from side to side. I only got the square footage and total area that I need to cover, but I did not measure from, let's say, like the pavement to the fence. The reason that's important, if your property is just kind of oddly shaped like mine, at the end of the backyard back there, that distance is shorter than up here. So I need to know what the distance is from the concrete pad there to the fence there, move down 10 to 15 feet where my next head's gonna go, measure the distance from that point to the fence, rinse and repeat, and get the measurements throughout the whole yard that way. Why do you need to know that information? Irrigation heads are gonna have a maximum distance that they can throw. And when you're planning out your irrigation heads, you wanna make sure that they're going to go head to head, or you're gonna get head to head coverage, and that there's some overlap going on there. So if your distance, like in my property, at the end here where it's the shortest, you wanna make sure that that head is gonna throw back to the head that's over on the fence line, and you repeat that pattern throughout the whole yard. Some heads are gonna have a maximum distance of 10 feet, some will be 15 feet. Whatever the case may be, you wanna make sure that the irrigation heads are gonna give you that nice, good head-to-head coverage and throw not only side to side, but back and forth as well. In my case, I absolutely did not plan on that, and the guys at the supply house assumed that this was just a nice uniformed rectangle, and the distance from side to side like so were equal. So that wasn't the case, and I definitely have to replan that and get different heads so that I get better coverage. So first thing, obviously, you wanna know the square footage of the entire area that you need to irrigate. Next thing you wanna do is you wanna plan out where you think the heads are gonna go around the perimeter, and make sure that they're not only 10 to 15 apart on the perimeter, but they're also going to be the appropriate distance from side to side so that, again, you get that nice, good head-to-head coverage. Once you have that information, it's pretty simple to put it all together, and you can map out specifically where you need the irrigation heads to go. Do I need a center one to make up the difference for the ones that are along the perimeter? All that information will start to unfold as you get the correct measurements for the area that you're trying to irrigate. While we're on the subject of irrigation heads, some more advice that I would give you. I'm not a fan of the irrigation heads that are just a stream. I like the ones that fan out. The irrigation heads that I have in the front yard are ones that fan out like that, and I feel like that I just get way better coverage with those versus the ones that I have here in the back that are just a stream. And let me give you some advice when it comes to putting in your irrigation system if you're gonna do it from scratch like I did. Don't build it out or lay it out on top like I did. Dig the trenches of where all the lines are going to go. Run your tubing or your PVC pipe to where your first head's gonna go, cut it off, put your first joint on, put your swing pipe up, put your head on, and then build your lines from there. That way you know you're gonna get your heads exactly where they need to go, and you're not gonna be off like me, because I very much like to do things bass-ackwards. I probably should have dug the trenches and then ran the line instead of running the line and digging the trenches. Would have made things easier. And hopefully you'll get the proper coverage from your irrigation heads, or here's hoping. We'll see. Time will tell. I didn't get it back here, so surprise, surprise, we're gonna have to redo this in the near future. That's gonna be it for this one. Just wanted to put this video out there to address that question. I thought it was a good one. Said, hey, why not make a video on that? So here we are. Hit the thumbs up if you liked it. What am I missing? What did I leave out? Leave that in the comment section below so that we can all learn and grow together along with, hopefully, the grass. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already. Again, hit that like if you liked it. Drop some comments. Share this out to all your friends, family, neighbors, loved ones, all that good stuff I always say. Keep on keeping on. Spring's almost here, and I will catch you in the next one.